Galatasaray are now leading the league with 7 points, with one more game than Fenerbahce after beating Beşiktaş away 1-0 on the stadium where Galatasaray only had managed to win once in 10 years. This was the second time, and what a game it was. First of all, the first half, I believe Galatasaray totally dominated the game. Okan Hoca's plan was so correct with three in the midfield. We dominated the midfield, we controlled everything. And if Gabriel Sara, Barış Alper, Osimhen just had been able to finish that final pass or that final finish, we could have been 2-3, 4-0 up against Beşiktaş in the first half. The second half, Beşiktaş needed to do something, and they did. They started to slowly but surely come into the game. And then, Leroy Sané got the red card in around the 60th minute. And from there, Beşiktaş, had full control with the ball and tried to create some chances on crosses. And we came to a counter with Barış Alper. Osimhen played it to Torreira, where we could have come alone with the goalkeeper and so on. So we created something as well. And the cross from Yunus Akgün to Osimhen. So that was our plan after the red card. But what a game it was. And we started in this formation in 4-2-3-1 with Uğurcan Çakır in goal, Rolay Salay. I believe many thought that Sacha Boey were going to start, but Salay started. And I believe that was because Ulaytan, he's more like an attacking midfielder. He's not that dribbling winger, or he doesn't run too much in behind the defense. So to have a player like Salay, to not let him turn, that was the perfect choice, I think, because Salay did that against Juventus home. Away, when he had a winger against him who could take the ball with him and dribble, then Salay struggles. But when Ulaytan wants the ball in his feet and Salay is just in his back there and creating chaos, it is the correct choice when you're looking at it. Davinson Sanchez, Abdülkerim, Ismail Jakobs, Lemina Torreira, Leroy Sané and Barış Alper on wingers, Gabriel Sara's attacking midfielder, and Osimhen on top. The only thing in this 11 that many said was that because Barış Alper played as a striker against Alanyaspor in the league game and in the cup game, I also believe that maybe Okan Hoca wanted to try, with two strikers or 4-2-3-1 with Barış Alper as that attacking midfielder. But he didn't, and I'm gladly that he didn't, because even if Gabriel Sara, for example, didn't, in the final passes he struggled, and they came to some counters because of his misses. And it was one time he tried to nutmeg, and they came to a counter. But anyway, to have Gabriel Sara, who runs a lot, who wins the second balls, who can keep the ball. He doesn't necessarily need to turn, but to keep that 1-2 passes with Torreira, with Lemina, and so on. I think that was very important in the combination play. Barış Alper, in the first half against Murillo, he totally destroyed Beşiktaş. Barış Alper played so well in the first half, and he got very tired in the second half. He could have scored a goal. But anyway, Osimhen, he fighted a lot. It was this Osimhen I really missed in the league that we saw today. And he scored a goal. One thing, he could have gotten his second yellow card when he chipped it there. Yeah, maybe he didn't hear it, I don't know. But that's a very risky situation. And Barış Alper, I would just want to say it. He should have definitively got a penalty. I don't know how they managed to not see that from VAR. Yes, they are taking the ball, but after that they are almost breaking his foot. How that is not a penalty, I don't know. And one more thing, it was two situations straight after the second half where they got a throw-in, which was clearly Galatasaray's throw-in, and it was one more situation, I think it was the corner or something, where it came to Beşiktaş advantage. Like two small details where it just gave it to Beşiktaş. For me, that's horrendous because then you're giving them the momentum and Galatasaray can't come out. So, yeah, Leroy Sané in the first half, I don't think that was a red card because Beşiktaş fans will say, yeah, it's a red card, but Orkun Kökçü did the same against Trabzonspor and didn't get a red card. If he had stamped on him a bit higher, yes, maybe. But let's talk a bit about Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané, we saw it in the first half that his mindset was not there. We saw it from the first situation. If you guys remember, he got the ball on the right side. He didn't dribble, he didn't pass, he just had the ball in his feet, one like 50 centimeters from his feet, and they just took the ball. He didn't react. He didn't even react. And from there on, how he went into the tackles. Yes, he got the assist. The assist was fantastic, but the way Leroy Sané played today, he really made it so difficult for our team. And I'm so sad about that because the red card, it's so unnecessarily and you're just letting your team down. But looking at it at that way, I know this sounds a bit stupid, but before that as well, Galatasaray struggled to come into the second half. I think with that red card, that Galatasaray fans woke up, not the fans, the players woke up a bit and were like, okay, we need to run for one extra man. And then maybe Beşiktaş players, you know what's happening when the red cards are coming. Your team are fighting more while the opponent's team are maybe a bit more sloppier because they know that they're one more man. But anyway, it's much better to play with 11-11, of course, I know it. But yeah, I just try to look at it from another perspective. But what Leroy Sané did, I don't think it's just not good, man, because it was not only that situation, it was the whole game, how he lost the possession and they countered on us like he did against Juventus away. It's so dangerous to have a player when you're attacking and constantly are getting counters against you. Yeah, but anyway, Gabriel Sara, as we talked about, I don't think he was the best, didn't have his best day with, the final passes. It was one true pass he tried to Osimhen in the second half, for example, in the air, and it just went straight into the goalkeeper. So it was just so small details there. But a player like Gabriel Sara will always guarantee you a player who runs and runs and runs and tries his best all the time and got the stamina for it, not at least. Lucas Torreira, what a game he played, man. He was everywhere today, everywhere. This is the Lucas Torreira I have missed. Yes, he was fantastic against Juventus home. The thing with Torreira is that in this season I feel like he's either very weak or extremely good. Torreira before of this season, he was more like very, he always played out 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10 sometimes, and maybe 6 out of 10 sometimes. But it was almost 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10. But this season, it's like some games it is 3 out of 10. The Juventus game away, for example, and some other games. And then he's playing 9 out of 10. But Torreira today was just incredible. And he just ran so much. And the thing with Torreira, yes, he ran into the attack, he ran into the defense, he won the balls, he went into the press. But the one thing I really, really think he's maybe not best at, but he's very, very good at, is with the ball and how quick he is thinking. He's always ahead of the other 21 players on the pitch, knowing what he should do with the ball. Always. He's just a fantastic player, Lucas Torreira. And Lemina did his job. Not his best game, but anyway, he played good. To have a player like Lemina who can win those 50-50 duels and win the duels in the air at least, because if you're not playing with him, you have a very low midfield. But with him, you can win uh, the air duels on the midfield if not Sanchez or Abdul Karim are going up. But the defense was also playing fantastic. I will come to the last man, Ujan Chakir, but the defense, Jakobs, how many extremely important situations he just won the ball, took his feet there. The tackle on Murillo in the first half, where he blocked the shot. It was just Jakobs. The only thing with Jakobs is the crosses on the back post. He really struggles there. If you guys remember, I think it was NDD who shot outside, where he can't even head it away. And I saw like some, I guess Bodø/Glimt, I think it is many games actually where they are punishing us on the crosses between Abdul Karim and Jakobs. But Jakobs, fantastic. He played fantastic. Abdul Karim with his feet. He had full control on Abdul Karim, and he got rested for 2 games for the first time in the Galatasaray career, and you saw that he needed it because in the last few months he has struggled because he's playing constantly. But today, Abdul Karim, I think he played fantastic. Davinson Sanchez as well. I can't say, everybody played well for me. Salah had, he's this player who's really, really messing with the opponent's heads. Really, he's just a very annoying player who you love to have on your team. Winning that fighting and then get a free kick. Maybe he's diving sometimes, but anyway, he's just, yeah, he played good. Davinson Sanchez as well, very good. But maybe the man of the match, Ujan Chakır. What a game he played, man. And how he managed not only the saves, he had some extreme saves, man. Ujan Chakır, wow. But how he, wasted time. I know this sounds a bit absurd, but how he wasted time, how he, just controlled everything he could control. It was just amazing to see. And we know that Ujan Chakır has a very good stats against Beşiktaş away. And I remember some years ago when I watched Beşiktaş against Trabzonspor, and the whole Beşiktaş fans cursed on Ujan Chakır, and I remember it was like huge thing on Twitter where they were extremely mad at him. So he knows that. And yes, let me not forget about that. The Efendi Beşiktaş. Let's talk about Efendi Beşiktaş. Ujan Chakır is taking the ball away and they are trying to score from that throw-in. Okay, Efendi Beşiktaş. If that's the way you want to score, and when Sasha Boy laying down and you can just go and attack, it's the same thing as Fenerbahce. I'm not trying to be childish, but it is the same thing. I really don't hope Galatasaray come in that situation and tries to do that. Then play that ball away. Just show your class. Just show your class. So I'm extremely proud of the team. I said it in the video, the preview video, that this game was so important because everybody is talking about this tough fixture. And if you're able to win in the game where everybody is saying that this is the game, Galatasaray absolutely will lose. And if you're getting away with something in this game, then the mentality, the mindset, I think it will send some clear signals to our rivals that we are here to show up. And I'm just extremely proud of the team. I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of Okan Hoca, the way he planned this game. I think it was phenomenal that he didn't take in Noah Lang when Leroy Sané got red card. I was so afraid of that, not because Noah Lang is not a good or amazing player, but he just didn't fit to come into this game. You couldn't. And I know that people were like, you need to change. My dad, for example, yells, change. Why don't you change? put in defenders, put in Singo. I get it, yes. But at the same time, we came to a chance with Barış Alper alone with the goalkeeper. I'm not saying Beşiktaş didn't come to chances, and maybe he should have changed a bit before, but you never know when you're changing what is the situation of the game will be. So, yes, again, extremely proud of the team, and I can't wait. This was also very important ahead of the Liverpool game, and how we are playing 3 days before Liverpool, while Liverpool are playing 4. Okay, I don't know. Let's just not focus on that. Let's focus on this win. Let's celebrate this win. This team is a players full of characters, and they have shown it 3 years, 4 years in a row. This team, the core players in this team, Abdulkarim, Davinson Sanchez, Torreira, not at least, Barış Alper, these players and the other players who are joined. So I'm just so proud of the team. And let me just not forget, you're giving a yellow card to Singo, and then you're not giving a yellow card to the Beşiktaş player. I don't remember who did it now in the same situation. He didn't even give a free kick, firstly, on Eren Elmalı there, and waited when Cengiz Ünder had finished. They tried again. But yeah. Yes! Heidi Jimbom. I'm so proud. See you guys.